Here we go. Let's check question 1. Quick check. Foundation models are designed for applications like transcription and video captioning across multiple languages. What capability does this describe? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option C. Audio in, text out, that is speech-to-text. Speech-to-text capabilities enable foundation models to transcribe spoken language and create captions for videos, making them useful for audio and video content processing. Hey there, Stack Lessons here. Today's drill is 10 questions on foundation model capabilities, Bedrock pricing, and parameters, and ML algorithm selection. You know the format? Question, countdown, reveal, explanation. 6 seconds is the default, but pause anytime. Let's get started. Keep score as you go. I will ask for your total at the end. Next up, question 2 starts now. Quick check. The company wants to predict customer churn for a streaming service based on historical usage patterns. Which type of machine learning model is most suitable for this use case? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Generative AI creates content. It does not classify churn. Customer churn prediction uses traditional ML models, which are ideal for structured data analysis and predictive classification tasks. Now, question 3. The condition is doing work. The numerical representations, embeddings, learned by LLMs for words or tokens, are typically high-dimensional lists of numbers. These lists are also known as select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option C. One ordered list of numbers, that is a vector. Embeddings are represented as vectors, which are lists of numbers. Each number in the vector corresponds to a dimension in the embedding space. Matrices would be a collection of such vectors, and tensors is a more general term that includes vectors and matrices. Now, question 4. Do the logic before the recall. A content marketing team plans to use Amazon Bedrock to generate personalized blog content for different audience segments. What should the team do first to get started with Amazon Bedrock? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Model selection gates every other Bedrock decision. The first step should be picking a suitable foundation model, FM, that aligns with the use case of generating personalized blog content. This ensures the chosen model has the right capabilities before configuring parameters or access. Token limits and output format are model configuration details, while API credentials are for implementation after model selection. Now, let's get into question 5. A technology startup is developing a new AI-driven application using Amazon Bedrock. Due to unpredictable usage patterns, they want to minimize upfront costs and only pay for the resources they consume. What is the most suitable pricing model in Amazon Bedrock to meet the company's needs? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option C. Provisioned throughput locks and a commitment upfront. On-demand pricing is ideal as it provides pay-as-you-go flexibility with no upfront commitments, perfect for unpredictable workloads. Provisioned throughput requires commitments. Batch is for bulk processing, and model evaluation is for testing, not production workloads. 5N. Speech-to-text covers FM audio, churn prediction needs traditional ML, embeddings are vectors, Bedrock starts with model selection, and on-demand wins for unpredictable load. Time for another one. Question 6. Watch for must, most, least, or accept. The marketing department at a media company wants to leverage Amazon Bedrock for making creative scripts for an upcoming ad campaign. What do you recommend? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Higher temperature, not higher top P, drives creative output. Temperature regulates the creativity of the model's responses. Higher temperatures result in more diverse and creative outputs, making them suitable for creative tasks like ad campaign script generation. Let's slow down here. Temperature and top are different dials, and the exam tests which one you reach for. Imagine you're writing ad scripts. Your model is like a copywriter who can either play it safe or riff wildly. Temperature is the dial that controls how freely it riffs. Set it near 0, safe, predictable words. Push it toward 1.0, unexpected, creative choices. Top works differently. It controls the vocabulary pool, meaning which words are even available to pick from. Think of it as a guest list. Higher toppy invites more obscure words in. The temperature decides how boldly the model picks from that list. The exam trap. Bigger pool sounds like more creativity, so you reach for top P. But a huge pool with low temperature still gives you flat output. Marketing team wants creative scripts. Raise temperature. That's why B wins. Time for another one. Question 7. Compare the distractors carefully. Which approach would you recommend to improve the accuracy of machine learning models predicting customer credit risk and detecting fraudulent transactions? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. All 4 are real ML techniques. Only epochs add training exposure. Increasing the number of epochs allows the model to capture more complex patterns by training longer on the dataset, potentially improving its accuracy for complex tasks like credit risk and fraud detection. Let's slow down here. These 4 knobs all tune a model, but they fix different problems. Imagine you're a student cramming for an exam. 1 hour of studying isn't enough to learn every pattern, but 20 hours? You start catching subtle cases. Epochs are your study sessions. More epochs means the model gets more full passes over your data. For fraud detection on, say, 50 million transactions, the model needs to see rare fraud signals over and over before it spots them reliably. Adding regularization actually limits what the model can learn. It fights overfitting, not underfitting. Lowering the learning rate just slows each step. It doesn't add more steps. Smaller batches add noise, not knowledge. The question describes an underfitting problem. The model isn't learning enough. That's the case where more epochs wins. Ready? Question 8. The setup controls the answer. A banking institution has gathered 18 months of daily transaction data stored in an Amazon S3 bucket. To improve cash flow management, financial planning, and resource optimization, they plan to create a machine learning model to predict transaction volumes for the next 60 days. Which type of algorithm should the institution use? Select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Predicting 60 days forward demands a time series forecasting algorithm. A forecasting algorithm is most suitable as it's specifically designed for predicting future values based on historical time series data. It can account for patterns, seasonality, and trends in transaction volumes over time. Object2Vec creates embeddings for similarity, clustering groups similar data points, and linear learner handles simple regression tasks. Only forecasting algorithms are optimized for time series predictions with temporal dependencies. Ready? Question 9. Choose for this case, not every case. Spam Filter Pro develops its email filtering intelligence by processing a vast corpus of emails, where each email has been manually pre-categorized by humans as either spam or legitimate. The system learns to discern indicative patterns that differentiate these two classes. This methodological approach, which relies on pre-categorized data, is an instance of select one answer. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answer is option B. Pre-labeled training data is supervised learning's defining trait. Supervised learning is a machine learning paradigm where the algorithm learns from data that is labeled with the correct output or target variable. In this case, the emails are labeled as spam or legitimate, guiding the learning process. Let us switch gears. Question 10. The trap is partial correctness. A software company is evaluating Amazon Q for automating business workflows and Amazon Bedrock for leveraging pre-trained foundation models. To decide which service to adopt, they need to understand the differences in their capabilities. Which statements are correct? Select two answers. Review the answer choices on screen. The correct answers are option A and option D. Two correct answers, options B and C, deliberately invert reality. Amazon Q is a generative AI-powered assistant that creates prepackaged applications for internal business tasks, while Amazon Bedrock provides a platform to build and scale generative AI applications. Bedrock allows you to choose the underlying FM, unlike Amazon Q. These two services get mixed up constantly on the exam. Let's lock in the difference right now. Imagine your company wants a smart assistant for Slack. Employees ask questions and it searches your internal docs. That's Amazon Q. It's a finished product. Plug in your data, say SharePoint and Salesforce, and it works. You don't pick the AI model inside. AWS decides that for you. Amazon Bedrock is different. It's the workshop where you pick the model, Claude, Llama, or Titan, and build the app yourself. The exam loves to flip these two descriptions. Q is the appliance. Bedrock is the platform. Don't mix them up. 3 takeaways from this session. First, temperature controls output randomness. Higher means more creative. Top pi limits the candidate token pool. They are not the same lever. Second, forecasting algorithms are the only class built for temporal dependencies. Clustering and linear learner cannot model time series seasonality. Third, Amazon Q ships as a prepackaged AI assistant with no FM choice. Amazon Bedrock is the open platform where you select the underlying foundation model. One pattern runs through all 10. Name your task, prediction, generation, or retrieval, and the right service, algorithm, and pricing tier follow. That clarity is what locks in the passing score. One quick thing before the next set. Subscribe if these are making your prep easier. It keeps them free and helps new students find them. Comment your score. I read everyone. If you'd like a different exam covered, suggest it below. And if the pacing or the visuals could be better for you, let me know your thoughts.